All right, what is going on, y'all? Today I'm gonna be back testing. As you can see by the title, I'm just gonna be going over what trades I take, what trades I fade, what I'm looking for when I'm back testing, all that kind of good stuff. Just gonna do a low-key. I have a request right now to go back test October um 18th, 2023. So I'm going to do back testing of October 2023. Start on the second week probably, and then we'll give him that trade. October 18th was it? 2023? Yeah. So we'll start on the 16th, honestly. We'll do probably about 2 weeks of price action, give or take, whatever 45 minutes to an hour fills up, and let's get right into it. All right, so first off, hop on the 4 hour, do this, delete the volume indicator, bang, and bang, NQ on the left, ES on the right. Drag this over a little bit and go to next day open. All right, we are all ready to start up. So what are we doing? Let's start on the weekly. Weekly is pretty choppy. We've just been sitting in this range for a while. Printing rejection wicks out of this weekly gap though. Daily, not a whole lot going on. 4 hour, we are heavily displacing lower. So I really do like the idea of shorts here, taking out all this LR down to this 4 hour intermediate low. Same thing 1 hour. We have all this LR up here, but I would assume that ES is taking something that distributes us. Yeah, so, oh, is there a daily up here? No, 4 hour. 1 hour. We took that, and then we took. This is a little bit weird price action, but I'm still gonna be leaning bearish here. Even though we do have all this LR at our stop, we have a ton of displacement lower. I would like to go see all this LR get ran and this 4 hour intermediate get ran. 30 minutes, same thing. Yeah, so we could definitely just go get a gap tap and continue lower here. Probably, let's see, is that a gap? That is a gap. So we could get this 15-minute gap tap, could also get that higher 30-minute gap tap. Just gonna mark both out. Here's our 30-minute for that top line, and here's the 15-minute lower line. I'm just gonna be looking for probably cont shorts here. Opening, taking out one of these key levels, true manipulation obviously, and then continuing lower. An SMT with the 15-minute, ES makes equal highs with that 30. Now we just put in an SMT. So this is going to be an external SMT. It's going to matter a lot more. We have an external SMT right here with NQ taking the 4 hour intermediate. So if we start to displace higher off of this, I can definitely see longs. If we get an entry too long, I can definitely see a mech model. I just don't really love how ES is in this weird kind of spot right now where it's not doing a whole lot. Like I would want to see at the very least this low get returned to, or we could start to go displace higher, open a 15-minute, and then get a trade off that 15-minute. That's kind of what I'm thinking right now. So let's just kind of see what we get. 10 a.m. is about to open. Hopefully opens lower. Chops around and opens higher. That's rough. So we do tap into this 15-minute on NQ, and then we get a retrace into this 30-minute, which has become an hourly gap now. So now we mitigate that hourly gap, print a wick into it. Let's see what we get. We could honestly continue lower, or we can run through this. NQ is now just starting to use these gaps as targets, it looks like. Yeah, so definitely going to be bullish from here. I honestly don't really think we get an entry here, but we will see. This is going to be an open 15-minute at 10:30, so in just a few minutes, I highly doubt we retrace all the way back and make this a different 15-minute opening spot. But if we do, I will move the line, obviously. So 29. Okay, so yeah, now we have the open 15 minutes below, and we just distribute away from it. Top 5 price action here. This is great price action. No entry for the day, unfortunately. I was not a huge fan of anything today, just mostly for the fact of like we put in this SMT, but ES didn't really have a place to distribute from. Like other than this external SMT, we inverse this 1 hour gap. I'm assuming that SMT is going to lead to bullish structure tomorrow though, but we'll see, only time will tell. We did end up tapping into this 15-minute, and I didn't like con shorts lower, first of all, because all this displacement, but second of all, we just took our target on NQ, and if we're displacing away from it, more than likely we're not going to go want anything lower on either asset, so going to be flipping bullish here now, so let's head over the next day. All right, so we flip bullish for a little bit, and then we continue back lower. This is again very weird price action. We have this, we have this. This is still, is this an intermediate low? Hold on. What is this low? 1506.225, 1506.250. So this is like barely an intermediate low just because this didn't fully mitigate the gap by literally a tick, which is insane. 1 hour though, we are starting to disrespect that bullish structure, and it looks like we're probably respecting bearish structure on a lower time frame, like the 30 minutes. Maybe the 15 minute. ES is respecting bearish structure on the, is it? Is that equal highs? No, it's equal highs. All right, sick. So we have triple equal highs over here on ES. Don't give them too much weight, but yeah, so we are starting to respect bearish and disrespect bullish. I would just want to go see a gap tap higher, and then we can continue lower. Drawn liquidity is just probably going to end up being this 4 hour again, to be honest. Like there's a lack of low time frame targets here. I'm not going to go sit here and lie about that. We could target this 15-minute fill, target external, but with order flow starting to flip bearish, I'm just going to go try and trade with the trend down to this, even if it's a far DOL, like a 100-point DOL. I still think it's pretty feasible to hit. So we open higher. ES doesn't do literally anything. Oh, I didn't mark out any key levels. I thought we just weren't moving. Okay. Make equal highs with that 15-minute intermediate. I would really like to see us take it. There we go. Yeah, this is pretty rough. So why am I not taking this? First of all, your stop is going to be 50 points. And 50 points when you're at 30,000 points, which is like live market is fine, but 50 points over here is quite a lot. We did just tap into this 1 hour gap. I really like that. Putting in an SMT with it too, because ES never ended up taking this high. Yeah, because this high, yeah. SMT over there. I really like all this displacement that we're getting though. Like I think we're gonna go continue bearish. There's just no real stop hunt. Like this stop hunt is all the way over there. There's probably a pretty nice 3-minute here, a 2-minute here. I mean, we tapped into that 3-minute anyway, so you'd have to wait for that 3-minute to go get inversed, or actually this 5-minute now. This 5-minute would have to get inversed for us to go continue lower, and then by that point, your stop is going to be all the way down there, almost 100 points, and you would have to target external. So, gonna fade that one for that reason. I do think we continue lower from here though, and I hope we get a con off of it. Or if we get a stop hunt, that would be a nice entry too. I would like to see this not get returned to at this point though, because 10 a.m. opens lower, which is a little bit weird, but I do hope that we just kind of start to distribute here. ES, again, I think has the same key levels where we just want to go return, yeah, down to this 4 hour. 1 hour over on ES, we're starting to go flip pretty bearish too, yeah. So would honestly really just want to go see like an actual stop raid. Yeah, because this is all just kind of choppy right now. Don't love that. Oh, are we gonna return to that? could very well return. So this is 930, right? Yeah. All right, what are we doing? Okay, we finally take that, and now we're just bullish. All right. And then now we're bearish. This is just really weird price action, to be honest. This is honestly a little bit more of like a seek and destroy kind of thing. Like when you look back at it, like at the time, it's a little bit more of a weird thing, but like this low, this high, we take this high, we take this low, we take this high, we take this high again. Now we're probably gonna go continue back low. Like I just don't really love this price action. I'm just gonna let it play out and not take any trades right here. Let me throw this on 16x. All right. Yeah, now we just go continue lower and then we chop around for a little bit. Yeah, like not great price action. I don't love that price action. And on to the next day. So let's see what we got. We just took out this 4-hour intermediate low. It could be a daily too, to be honest. Let's see. Do we have a daily right there? No daily. Is that a daily? No, very close to being a daily though. But nonetheless, it is still a 4-hour intermediate low that we took and we are starting to go distribute off of. This is the low, so another external SMT that we're starting to flip order flow off of, which is quite nice. We can expect this to go lead to a rebalance. We have all this LR. If we're just continuing to displace through all this LR, like I would just want to go see all that get ran. So gonna be pretty bullish coming into the day. Could be targeting this 15-minute intermediate high. Over on ES, let's see, could be targeting probably this 15-minute gap. Is there anything 30-minute? We have this fat 30-minute gap that we are printing wicks inside of, so this is going to be an intermediate high for external as well. We have this 30-minute gap that we could retrace into, and same thing on NQ. So I would honestly really love to just go see us continue bullish here, tap this line, take this line, this 30-minute gap, and then continue higher. This is data, but it's inside of that gap. Just keep an eye on that one because we could very well return to data, but we don't have to technically because it's inside of this gap. So we'll see. Don't love that though. Lower, yes, generate LR. I'm gonna hop on the 30-second just in case we get a really nice entry here. All right, we start to dump. So that was 945 open right there. So 945, now we just inversed all of that. So I'm kind of expecting data if we haven't taken it already, which we have. So now we've taken data, we just took whatever this, was this an hourly gap? I just checked and I didn't see. Yeah, so we just took this hourly gap now along with data, put in an SMT there too. So now we have a double high time frame SMT where we take this hourly, we take this hourly. So now we can again expect a rebalance. And even though we did just inverse these 15 minutes, we just tapped into this 1 hour. So I'm still fine taking a bullish trade here. 30-second isn't very clean. 15-second, I don't know. You could very well take this, but 945, I mean, like we manipulated 944. I just don't love this PO3. Now we would have to go, hold on, let me see. You have this LR, which is kind of nice. We have the LR generated. Let me see, NQ, or ES structure, sorry. We have this 5 minutes ago retrace back to, same thing up here, 5 minutes ago retrace back to. I just I don't know. Something's rubbing me the wrong way about this trade that 945 didn't open lower and then 945 puts in this fat wick right here. 15-second on ES is just kind of whack. 30-second on ES, 1 minute, whatever. 1 minute on NQ. I'm really iffy about this trade and that should just give me my conviction. I'm gonna tape read it. Like this 15-second, I think it's like mechanically fine. I'm just getting rubbed the wrong way. Something about it I don't like, but I'm going to tape read this one. This would be your inversion, this candle entry right here. So technically you could enter before you see this fat wick. I just honestly didn't see that entry until I saw the 30-second play out to it. But this is a nice turtle soup. We do have some nice LR generated up to this 5-minute for it to be a mech model. It is supported by high time frame because we just took this 4-hour and now we have an agreed upon 5-minute above. It would be a break even for sure at that 5-minute just because of the fact that like that 5-minute could very well send us lower, especially off all this displacement that we just got from it. Like that's insane. I believe it's sponsored too, right? We tapped into something up here. Did we? I don't remember honestly. 1 hour, 2 minutes. No, it is not mechanically sponsored, but it is just still like a really super displacing 5-minute that could send us lower. So definitely break even up there. I'm just gonna tape read it and not gonna take it. And we'll play it on the 15-second because that's the entry time frame. Chopping around, and then we go lower. Use that rejection wick. Let me see what ES is doing. ES still same thing. We did actually just put in an SMT lower though, so hold on. I actually might be down to go take this one now. Forget that tape read. We just put in an SMT lower down here. So now we have a triple SMT situation where this low got taken or this low got taken on ES, sorry, and it didn't get taken on NQ. So nice SMT right there. 30 seconds, no gap. 15 seconds, would want to see that higher 15-second get inverse, which we do. Do we have 5 minutes still on ES? I don't know what all these lines are. All right, so we have this 5-minute up there. 15-minute could open that direction, but I would assume we don't get good price action here. 30 seconds really clean on ES. 15-second really clean on NQ. Really like that. 30-second change in the state is going to close in 15 seconds. But to be honest, I really like all of this. This another SMT, like same trade idea as before. We just get 945 to open lower now because now this is like the 948 candle, 945 chops, opens lower, puts in an SMT stop rate, and then now we can go continue higher. Break even at that 5-minute still. Stop loss is going to be at the SMT low because we shouldn't return past that. And yeah, I'm just gonna go cut this down a little bit, just slightly past CE of that wick. I'm gonna take this one. The reason I'm taking this one and I tape read the last one is again because 945 open lower. I didn't hate this one. Like if you take this live market, this is technically fine. You're just taking a high time frame candle open, which has the potential to remanipulate. But now that that high time frame candle did remanipulate, now you're fine to go take this. Again, break even at that 5-minute probably. Okay, very displacing. We should just run up to take profit now if we're gonna go continue. Chop. Bang. Yep. Okay, so I really like this trade. Honestly, very close to A+ for a Mac model. I don't love the fact that we have this 5-minute so close. Like ideally if the 5-minute was somewhere up here, that would be better. But again, very nice displacement to go take us to our entry. If we had a 30-second even lower, that would be like A++. Like if this was a 30-second right here and we got the entry down here, that would be sick. But really nice trade, supported by a triple SMT because we take out this 4-hour intermediate low, and then we take out this 1-hour intermediate low, and then we take out this 1-minute stop hunt low. So very, 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 very nice triple SMT. 15-second inversion up to this 5-minute mech model. Break even at this, and yeah, very nice trade overall. I really like it. On to the next day though. So what are we doing? We are displacing very heavily to the downside now, inversing that 4-hour gap. Daily looks pretty bearish. Could be trading down to this previous day low. ES, same kind of idea, just trading lower now. 4 hour, we are respecting this 4 hour gap now. I can see it getting reswept 100% though, because we're not really displacing away from it. So we might need more liquidity. Like right here, we're just chopping, generating LR up to this 4 hour. So really, honestly, ideally, I would like to go see this 4 hour get tapped, market open. This 4 hour intermediate high get tapped, market open, and then send us lower. And is that a 30 minutes? So we do have this 30-minute intermediate high. So if we put in an SMT with that 4 hour and ES takes that 30-minute intermediate high, I would be fully okay with taking that lower too. Kind of going to be using this 4 hour as a condition though, more than anything. Oops. So like that right there, we just don't tap into anything. We just have a ton of LR both sides. Like I would like to go make this high resistance before we take anything. Now we take that 30 minute on ES. 9:45 opened right here. So it opens, continues a little bit higher. We put in an SMT, double SMT right there, but the only issue is that we edge this 4 hour intermediate high, and we're so close to 10 a.m. opening. Like I'm fully expecting if we don't take it right now, that 10 a.m. will. Okay, so 10 a.m. puts in this bottom wick, very heavily assuming that we're gonna go take this on NQ. But if we don't, that's fine. Yeah, like just kind of a weird day of price action then. Still a whole lot of nothing. This 15 minute is about to be open, so mark this one out. I really just don't like this 4 hour being open at my stop though. Like I'm probably not gonna go take anything today. Yeah, next day. All right, where are we at? Friday. Yeah, we never actually ended up tapping that 4 hour. That's crazy. So now we just took out all these daily lows. That's really crazy. Weekly, is there a weekly gap over here? We just inverse this weekly gap. So high time frame, we could be drawing to these relative equal weekly lows, but we obviously wouldn't be hitting them today. Could just use them as a high time frame DOL. Looks like we're just gonna go continue bearish though. 10 a.m. this is gonna be a 4 hour gap unless we open really high. But that does mean that we have this 1 hour up here, this 1 hour intermediate high. So if we sweep this intermediate high, we could come up to this 1 hour gap, this unmitigated 1 hour gap. Just gonna see kind of what price gives us though. Gonna be leaning a little bit more bearish here though, just because of the fact like we have LR generated down to this external low apart from this 130-minute gap. We did just take out a ton of previous day lows and then print a wick on them, but there's not really like, these aren't intermediate lows or anything. We could definitely distribute off them with all that liquidity, but I just don't really see that being the case. ES actually is inside of this daily gap, so if we do continue higher, it's still valid to go take like that high time frame narrative of it. Just gonna go kind of like play price out though and see. I would still like to go see the scenario of us opening higher and then displacing heavily lower, like bang right there. So let's see if it makes sense for us to distribute right here though. So yes, because this is an intermediate level. So that's fine. Let's see the 30-second structure though. Yeah, like I honestly don't really hate this. Stop hunt right here. Stop hunt is, it's only 7 points, that's fine. Sweeping out all that pre-market accumulation. Very nice SMT up here too with this intermediate level. Bang, bang, oops, bang. Yeah. And then that's a 1 minute change in the state too. Yeah, so I'm gonna take this I'm gonna go stop at the bodies because of how much displacement we have. Like, we shouldn't return to these rejection wicks, to be 100% honest with you. 1-to-1 is really, really far though. We do have this, so it's gonna we're gonna have to break even, sorry, at this 15-minute intermediate. And ES, yeah, ES is kind of out of the equation right here now because ES just doesn't really have anything 15-minute or higher for us to be worried about, unless ES just like dumps and NQ chops. But I'm gonna take this auto break even at this 15-minute just because it is a 15-minute high time frame. Again, I'm very, like, I try to not break even mechanically if possible, but when it is high time frame like that, it's completely fine to go break even mechanically. Price 14,591.25. All right, save that and let's play this out. Okay, bang, break even right there. Tap into this. So this really should just run to our take profit anyway. We did retest this PD array, this balance price range too. So very strong for us to go continue lower. We should just be on a liquidity run now. We just closed below all these. Like, we really should just go continue to run to my take profit now. And if we don't, I'm probably wrong. I don't know why my take profit's all the way up here, but I don't know. Should be down here, but then that just means my order got whack. I'm just gonna go move it down to there because that's where it should be. Bang, one more candle. Bang, 1-to-1. Very nice. I really like that trade. So breaking it down, we have this 15-minute SMT. Why am I not worried about quote-unquote true manipulation here? Well, because we have an intermediate level that got taken pre-market. Now if we just resweep it on one asset, that's fine because we still took the liquidity from this. I believe this was a 1 hour, right? I'm showing you on the 15-minute, yeah. So we had this 1 hour intermediate high that got taken on NQ but not ES. So that should lead to us going lower. Break even at this 15-minute intermediate low just because it's high time frame. And this, so you're probably going to say there's no stop hunts on this. There is a stop hunt right here, just sweeping out this pre-market high. It was very close. Like, if this was 60 points, I would probably be a little bit more hesitant, but because it's only 7 points, I was okay with taking this. Very nice 30-second change in the state, 1 minute change in the state. Very nice break even level, very close, and we got the retest before break even, makes it even better. I really like this trade. Honestly, probably as close to A+ as you can get without it being A+. Like, if we had LR a little bit lower and this 15-minute was a little bit lower, it would be a little bit better. But other than that, I really like the trade, and it is an amazing Judas swing to take. I'm gonna do, let's see how long the video is. I'm gonna do probably 1 or 2 more days and then call it there. So now we are starting to displace higher and continue higher. We have this 4-hour gap below. These relative equals from this 4-hour where you're trying to go target earlier. Same thing over here. ES doesn't really have any displacement though, which is very weird. I don't like that. Fat wick getting printed into these 1 hours, and then disrespecting bearish, respecting bullish. So you can just kind of expect bullish price action here. I just don't really like, ES structure is very, very weird right now. I'm not gonna go sit here and say ES is perfect for bullish structure. We have a ton of LR generated down, taking us down to this 1 hour, or sorry, is it a 4-hour? There is actually no gap down there. Hold up. So we just have a ton of LR generated. I don't know. I just don't love this. Was this? No. So that's fine. I'm just going to go kind of see what price does for us. I'm going to be leaning a little bit more bullish here. We do have this 15-minute devil's mark as well as a 15-minute gap on that same area. So that's going to be a strong draw higher. Honestly, probably going to go take it and then open lower, but we're just going to go see because ES really doesn't have a place to go distribute anywhere from unless we go lower. And that would mean, yeah, whatever. Yeah, so we take that 15-minute, distribute out of it heavily, come back up, resweep, continue higher, get another resweep with nice displacement lower, This is 9:45 open now, so that 15-minute candle will just inverse that. So going to be leaning a little bit more bullish here just because of this. You could say this 15-minute was a condition. I don't really hate the idea of that being a condition. There's just a lack of low time frame targets. Like we have this up here, but apart from this 15-minute is probably a 30-minute wick right here. But like apart from that, we really don't have too much to go target low time frame. So I just don't really love anything here still. Yeah, 9:45 opens lower. Get a sweep of that. ES still never takes its key level. This is just really bad price action, I'm not gonna lie. Yeah, we just chop around. I'm not trading this. All right. Next day. So now we're just generating LR to that 4-hour gap again. Can I help on the 4-hour? Thank you. Just a ton of LR on ES. Like I really don't like that. Inverse this 30-minute. Tapped into this 30-minute and then inverse this 30-minute. So it seems like order flow is kind of flipping to being bearish now on ES. And on NQ, let's see what we have. So we put in an SMT with that 1 hour. Is that what I'm seeing? Yeah, so we do have an SMT on this 1 hour right here that definitely is sending us lower. Let's see, 15-minute again. Yeah, so now do we have a 30-minute? Now we're just starting to go inverse these 30-minute gaps with this SMT. Expecting price to go continue lower. We do have this 30-minute up here, I believe it is. There's a 15-minute right there, but I think it's a 30-minute right here, yeah. So we have that 30-minute that's closer to go target, and a 30-minute right there that's closer to go target. So I would really like to go see an open high, low close, just back down to these lows, like this intermediate low, or just external, just continuing the trend lower because now order flow is kind of flipped. Or we just take our draws off open and we dump. That's sick too. Awesome. All right, we open this 15-minute here though. Hopefully we don't do anything too crazy before 10 a.m. What is this? Fed Chair Powell speech. That's not amazing, but it's okay. It's not for until tonight, but it could make price just kind of weird this morning. Okay, so this 15-minute is open right here now, and ES hasn't moved the 15-minute where it's going to open. Okay, we just dump. We don't even tap this 15-minute. Like, this is very, very, very weird price action. Don't like it. Now we just chop. Oh, nice. That's pretty sick. All right. I don't know why I'm on the 1 second. That's pretty cool. Okay, 1 minute. We just chop below this 15-minute, and then we continue lower. We finally tap that 15-minute. It's already end of session though. Like, this is not a valid entry. If anybody's gonna ask me about that, still an invalid entry. Yeah. This 1 minute end of session now. Like, I'm just gonna go play it the last few minutes to see. Like this, I don't hate this entry, but it's just like we chopped so much down here, and then now we're end of session. I don't love this price action. We're about to go open a 1 hour gap at our stop loss for 11 a.m. Like definitely gonna go be fading this, but I do think it'll probably continue lower. Yeah, we continue lower, then we open that 1 hour, tap at our stop loss, and I'm assuming we're gonna go continue lower now. We just walk our way down, but look at that. All right, we go on to the next day. I'm probably gonna go try and take one more trade, and then I'm gonna be done with this video. Or what are we at now? We're at 34 minutes. Now we have this new week opening gap above us, huh? This makes things a little bit more interesting. See the 1 week again really quickly. So 1 week, we still have these draws lower that we edge. So we have a draw in both directions now. So we could have a new week opening gap fill, or we can have those weekly lows, relative weekly equal lows get tapped. It seems like we are pretty bullish to filling this new week opening gap, though. We are already inside of it on ES. Sorry, we are still not inside of it yet. So this is going to be the new week opening gap, fill up there, new week opening gap, fill up there. So I'm kind of expecting this gap to go get filled off open, and then we could go continue lower off of this gap. Like if ES touches this gap, NQ fills it, and then we get a situation where we go lower down to these weekly lows on NQ. That would be pretty cool, just using this new week opening gap to distribute price lower. I could also see the situation though where we just leave that weekly, those weekly relative equal lows, and we just pump past new week opening gap. We do tap into that 15 though, or that 30, right? Yeah, 30. 30 seconds, 15 seconds. 15 second is kind of clean here, but there's not a great stop rate. Like this is a little bit too much. Like I just don't love it. Like I would rather see another stop rate closer. Yeah. But it does play out. So now ES takes that, and now ES taps into the new week opening gap, and NQ has almost filled it. This is probably a 2-minute here. Let's see. No. Nothing right there. We put in this fat 930 wick. It is protected technically by this 930 gap, or by the 30-minute gap that we formed at 930. Same thing on ES 930 wick, but it is going to be technically protected unless we start to go distribute out of this. Okay, now we take 930 wick, we retest. Really like kind of odd price action. I mean, I don't hate it, but this 3-minute right here, if this 3-minute holds, I actually might take this 3-minute. Let's see, what do we get? 3-minute, did that hold? No, it didn't. 2, 3. Yeah, so now we're just dumping lower. 945 open, that was 4. So remanipulates for 945. True manipulation, stop raid. Get this at our lows now. 30 second right there. Let's see what happens with that. Hello. Still no entry. There's not a lot of LR here either, I'm not gonna lie. Like at this point I would want to just go kind of CS. Yeah, be bearish. Like there's not a great opportunity for a mech model there. Even so that we took this intermediate low on ES2, I would really just go want to CS be bearish here now down to these weekly relative equals. 15 minutes, so 10 a.m. Yeah, we still don't even have a 15-minute open. You could say that this is sponsored though. Well, yeah, you could say that this is sponsored by the new week opening gap. So, oh, didn't mean to throw that there. You could say that this 5 minutes sponsored. Still nothing really on ES though. 10 a.m. opens lower, puts in LR, and then now we're just kind of trend lining down, walking down to our targets of the weekly gap. Do absolutely nothing here. There's now a 30-minute open up here. I want to see that get tapped if we're gonna go take anything, which we're not gonna tap it. We're just gonna go walk our way down again. Oh, we tapped it finally. That's sick. What did we tap here? We tapped nothing. 30-minute. Yeah, we did tap into this 30-minute. We're inside of this 30-minute on both assets now. If we get like an A++ entry, I might take it, but yeah, we're just kind of displacing higher now. And we're just running this LR. So on to the next day. I would love to go take another trade again, but if we don't get presented with the opportunity, I'm not going to go force anything. This is just horrible high time frame now. Like, what are we looking at? Do we ever take those weekly lows? We did. Yes, we did. So now we're distributing out of this weekly gap. ES. Are these those? No. This is those weeklies. Yes, we took them on ES2. There's just no gap there. I don't know what this price action is though. Like this 4-hour looks horrible. I honestly, yeah, this is pretty rough. Just straight accumulation for 16 hours. It's awesome. We filled that new week opening gap, and then we took our draw in the other direction. Literally probably just gonna go sit out here. I'm not gonna lie. Like, I will play price out, but this is not something you want to be trading in. And we just chop, yeah. Like, this is not something you want to be trading in. This is a day that I would honestly probably just go see this and lock my accounts. All right, I think this is the last day of price action that I have on this, so probably gonna wrap it up after this. I only put in 2 weeks of price to be loaded. So now we're starting to go distribute higher. We have this new week opening gap lower, but it doesn't look like price really cares about that. This is that 1 hour. So we SMT that 1 hour. A lot of SMTs this session. We SMT that 1 hour, and then we are continuing back up this 15-minute, looks like. ES already took this 15-minute, but still has a place to distribute from. We took these lows right here, these intermediate lows right here, distributing out of that 15-minute, continuing higher. NQ looks like it wants this 15-minute higher. There's also a 30. No, there's not a 30. Yeah, so definitely gonna go see bullish price action here. I don't really have a way for us to go continue higher though, which is pretty unfortunate. So probably just gonna go to continuation unless we dump on market open. Yeah, we take that 15-minute, we dump, we get this, which we did tap into that 1 hour, which is pretty nice. ES is looking very, very, very bullish. I just don't know if there's not like a place for ES to go distribute from at this exact moment. But we did put in an SMT with that 1 hour, and ES still has like this 15-minute liquidity that it's running off of. I just don't love this. Like, this is, I don't know. I don't know if I would ever take something like this live market. But if I'm debating it like this, probably not. And I'm not gonna go take it. Yeah, it does play out though. And then we just kind of rally. 15-minute. We did tap into 15. We did tap into 15. All right, let's see if we get anything out of this 15. Now we're just running through this 15, yeah. Really rough PA again. I'm assuming we're gonna come back to this new week opening gap. Do we tap something high time frame? Yeah, so we just took that high that filled that new week opening gap, and now we are about to go inverse this 15-minute, taking us down to this new week opening gap, more than likely on NQ, and maybe that 1 hour intermediate low on ES. So if we get a count down to there, that would be pretty sick, but if not, so be it. 15-minute, yeah. Like, this is just really kind of unfortunate. Assuming we tap that, yeah, we tap that 15. Tap that 15. This is end of session now, so unless something is A+, like we inverse this on this candle, probably not gonna take it. 2 minute. This is the 2 minute. It's gonna be no open 30 at my stop. There's gonna be an open 30 at this stop. Okay, there's gonna be an open 30. Okay. If this 30-minute wasn't here, I would be more okay with potentially taking this, but because we're gonna have an open 30 at the stop in 3 minutes, and the 1 hour definitely has a chance to go remanipulate to that, I'm not gonna go take this 2 minute, but yeah, it's also just end of session, like lower probability on a Monday. I mean, we just chopped for almost an hour. I don't really, yeah. Let's see if we, yep, that's exactly why I would have gotten stopped out, because of that 30-minute. All right, let's go see the session analytics for this, and yeah, 100% win rate. We got 1.7R average, 1.07R average, sorry. Total P&L is about 2%, a little over 2%. 500 weekly gains, so about 1R per week. Backtested about 2 weeks of data and just didn't see a ton of opportunity in the price action, but was not horrible. Let's go see the actual session analytics. Yeah, so 2 total trades, 2-0, no break evens, 100% win rate. Yeah. I mean, not a horrible backtesting session. That was the second week of August to the fourth week of August, I believe, or the third week of August. Yeah, third week of August and fourth week of August. So, I appreciate you guys sticking around. If you guys did stick around for the whole video, we can see only took one trade a day, average one trade a week. We only did 2 weeks of backtesting, took 2 trades. Kind of a slower video because there was just a lack of opportunity, but overall, not a horrible backtesting session, and I will see you guys in the next one.